What happens when a generational star stands on the edge of superstardom and self-destruction? That's the Ryan Garcia experience. Wild, unpredictable, and magnetic. His hands, lightning. His fame, viral. His life, a whirlwind. One night, he's dropping champions with a left hook sent from hell. The next, it's PEDs, headlines, and suspension notices. But every time you count him out, he roars back. Louder, sharper, more dangerous than before. Because when Ryan steps into that ring, it's not just a fight. It's a war between who he is and who he could be if he finally locks in. This time, the world's not just watching, it's holding its breath, and it all came to a head on one unforgettable night. What you're about to witness wasn't just a fight. It was an implosion, one of the most violent, jaw-dropping beatdowns ever delivered inside a boxing ring. Ryan Garcia walked into the ring that night like a man possessed and dished out pure punishment. The crowd erupted with every knockdown. His left hook, lethal. His swagger, unmatched. He dominated the fight. He stole the show, but he didn't win. Because just days later, the headlines broke. Garcia had tested positive for PEDs. His victory was overturned. His glory erased. 1 year's suspension, just like that. Now, whether you believe he's innocent, sabotaged, or simply reckless, one thing can't be denied. Ryan Garcia is fighting someone far more dangerous than Devin Haney or Gervonta Davis. He's fighting himself. You see, Garcia has everything. God-given speed, flashy power, star power, one of the most marketable faces in combat sports. That left hook, it might go down as one of the best in boxing history. But for every tool he has in the ring, there's a vice pulling him in the opposite direction. He's got a habit of derailing his own hype train, and this last one, it came off the tracks in spectacular fashion. This wasn't just any fight, it was supposed to be his moment, a chance to step into the history books. But instead of sharpening his weapons in camp, Garcia was reportedly out drinking every night. He missed weight, he trained erratically. He showed up to the biggest opportunity of his life like it was just another day in the office. And still, he almost pulled it off. And here's the terrifying part. That version of Garcia, out of shape, out of sync, emotionally unstable, still knocked Devin Haney down 3 times. Still stole the crowd. Still left everyone talking. So imagine for a second, what would this guy look like if he actually took it seriously? Fans, analysts, legends, everyone wants to see Ryan Garcia succeed. We need him. Boxing needs him. He brings electricity to the sport that you just can't teach. But that excitement is constantly overshadowed by chaos. Missed opportunities, viral outbursts, drama. It's always something. If he doesn't get it together, he won't just fall short of greatness. He'll waste his prime. And now, the million-dollar question. Has he finally turned the page? Or is this comeback just another train wreck waiting to happen? Let's rewind for a second. Remember Luke Campbell, Olympic gold medalist, knocked down and stopped with a savage body shot from Ryan. Then there's Devin Haney, a 2-division world champion, clipped with a brutal left hook to the chin. Garcia's power is real, his speed unreal, and that's the frustrating part. The talent is all there, but his biggest opponent, discipline. He's got what it takes to become a world champion, no doubt, but he's inconsistent, reckless, and self-destructive. He fights off emotion, not game plans. And while that left hook has become iconic, his refusal to evolve is holding him back. Why set it up with a jab when you can just swing it raw? Why improve your defense when the knockout erases all your mistakes? The knockouts are dazzling, but they paper over some glaring weaknesses. Garcia's footwork is clumsy, his jab is lazy, and his defense, at times, it's non-existent. There are moments where it feels like he's relying on reflexes and adrenaline rather than strategy and fundamentals. And yet, that's what makes him so dangerous, so watchable. At one point, he was thriving under Canelo Alvarez's camp. He had access to elite training, world-class sparring, and mentorship from one of the sport's greatest. But he couldn't commit. He left. Why? Because it's hard to live like a champion when you're not willing to suffer like one. No one said this was easy. He could have made weight for Haney, could have shown up dialed in, but instead he chose to party. He chose chaos. And then the doping suspension slammed the brakes on his entire career. In another universe, he's already a champion, maybe even a unified one. By now, he'd have a couple of title defenses under his belt and a straight shot at superstardom. He'd be the heir to Canelo's pay-per-view throne, and truth be told, he still kind of is. Despite it all, he's the A-side. He's the draw. He's the reason people are tuning in. His fight against Gervonta Davis shattered pay-per-view records. Against Haney, same story. Garcia sells. Even without a belt, even without a clean record, even after a year-long suspension, he's headlining again. That kind of star power is unheard of. The last time someone did that without a title? Mike Tyson after prison. Ryan Garcia doesn't need gold around his waist to get people interested. He just needs to show up. But the problem is, will he? Because when he slacks off in training, skips road work, and leaves for the gram instead of the gym, fans are left wondering, what if? What if he took it seriously? What if he actually wanted to be great? And that's what makes it all so infuriating. Ryan is a victim of his own superstardom. His antics on social media raking millions of views, but they come at the cost of discipline. The same tools that make him rich are robbing him of greatness. Against Haney, he landed less than 1 jab per round. That's mind-blowing. And yet, the moment he did set up the left hook with a jab, Devin couldn't survive it. 1 clean shot and the tide turned. 3 knockdowns later, Garcia had his hand raised before it all unraveled with the PED scandal. Still, let's give credit where it's due. Haney is no slouch. He's a technician, a disciplined tactician who lives in the gym. But that night, he got punked by a guy who admitted he barely trained and drank through camp. That has to sting. Garcia's win might have been overturned, but the impact of it, that lingers. And now, the comeback is here. Garcia versus Romero. No belt, no redemption arc, just another storm brew. And you know what? It's a perfect matchup. Rolly isn't exactly elite. He's flashy, he talks, he sells. But in terms of pure skills, he's a level below. Isaac Cruz made him look lost. Tank Davis obliterated him. His biggest claim to fame? Old sparring clips with Ryan and elite-level trash talk. He's the perfect foil, the loudmouth villain, the guy who will hype the fight, then fold under pressure. This should be easy work for Garcia, if he's focused, if he's in shape, if he doesn't let his demons get the best of him. And that's the rub, because this fight isn't just about Romero, it's about Ryan Garcia's legacy. If he wins convincingly and Haney also wins, the rematch is on. And this time, there's more than pride on the line. There's a real shot at rewriting the narrative. At just 26, Garcia is already a household name. He's shown that titles don't define greatness in the modern era. It's the fights. He's taken more risks than most of his generation. While others guard their perfect records, Garcia steps into the fire. He's been knocked down, counted out, written off. And yet here he is again, still standing, still headlining, still chasing greatness. Not just fights, but the battle with himself. He could take a page from Canelo, cut the noise, stay humble, get back in the gym, put the fame aside and focus on the craft, because the raw talent is already there. What's missing is the commitment. The boxing world doesn't need another cautionary tale. It needs a comeback story, a real one. And maybe, just maybe, this is the beginning. So, has Ryan Garcia finally found the discipline to match his destiny? The world's ready for his best, but he has to be the one to show up. Ryan Garcia's story isn't finished, not even close. He's still standing, still battling the chaos, the pressure, and the version of himself that keeps holding him back. The talent? Unquestionable. The star power? Unmatched. But the legacy? That's still being written, one wild chapter at a time. So if you're hooked, if you're riding this roller coaster like the rest of us, like, comment, subscribe, and turn on notifications, because whatever happens next, you won't want to miss it.